Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and we've returned back to Aokana. Impossibilities are possible indeed, and once you take out the impossibility, the improbable is more than likely to be overcome. Such as Misaki's past conviction of not going back to FC, for goodness sakes. Come on, this is the home stretch. Get those thighs up higher. Don't quit on me now. I want to see the sand getting kicked up behind you. I've got this. This is it. Give it everything you've got. Squeeze out that last bit of juice. Meow! Oh, for goodness sakes, what are you meowing for? Misaki crosses the finish line marked out on the sand. She holds out her wrist, she pants her breath. I check her pulse. It's time. It's time for what? You can fly now. Misaki grabs a bottle that we'd stuck in the sand earlier. After gulping down some water, she says, "Really? Would I lie to you about this?" Misaki grabs hold of her tummy as if she has a sudden stomach ache. Yeah. But what's wrong? She suddenly leaps into the air like she's being a heavily compressed spring. Yes, it's time. I can fly. I'm finally gonna fly. You're really pumped about this, huh? In her excitement, she slaps me on the chest. Yeah, of course I'm pumped. I was starting to feel like a dog who's told to sit while food's dangling in front of him. I kind of started thinking you were into some kinky roleplay. No! Don't call this roleplay. I'll put my phone out of my pocket. Hey, what are you doing? Phoning someone to tell them how happy I am about flying? Something like that. You need someone to practice against. Otherwise, we'll be stuck doing the basics. That's why I'm calling in some help. Who? Ha 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 ha! So the day has finally come. There's a booming laugh as Prez strikes a pose before heading this way. Prez? Masaya, you called him? Yeah. I've been trembling with anticipation as I waited for this call. Thanks for coming. I hear our club's been split in two. I'm sorry, I ruined everything you worked so hard to create. There's no need to apologize. Creating strife in the calmest of places is what makes you a man. I loved having a complete club, but having a divided one is just as amazing. Don't really seem like that to me. I'm sure he'd be happy if we all stuck together, but he's doing his best not to act all depressed. I feel so guilty. You better do this right. Yes, I will. What else can I say? The two sides of our club aren't fighting, at least. You split our club in two without causing a fight. What a true man. But anyway. Prez turns to face Misaki and puffs out his chest with pride. You can relax now, I'm here. Thank you. Hey now, Misaki-chan. Aokana is not the only one joining you. Huh? Shirase-san snuck up behind us. Shirase-san too? Hinata Saris, owner of Shari's Sky Sports at your service. Prez and Shirase-san draw close to each other. Of course they would. Aokana, I've seen you've been working out. Lately, I've been building up my adductor muscles. Good, very good. Okay. Shirase-san starts stroking Prez's inner thighs. Nice. Such tender muscles. That's very nice. I should try this myself. Misaki obviously does not swing that way when it comes to stuff. This is one moment to catch her, for goodness sakes. Misaki turns to glare at me. You're trying to tell me to join their freaky muscle world? Don't be so mean. Join us, Tobisawa. You won't believe how fun it is. The two of them beckon to Misaki. I'll never join you. Are you trying to sacrifice me or something? Is that your kink? What is it with you and kinks today? Anyway, they're not looking for a sacrifice. You're not making this any easier. Nah. It's definitely creepy at the very least. Oh, you, Hinata, your sacrifice is welcome. Please, no. Misaki pulls on the hem of my shirt. I appreciate getting training partners with me, but why these two of all... Wait a moment. Aokana and I aren't the only ones here to help. Haha. Someone else from Planet Brawn? No. The others? No, not our third member. Look behind you. Behind me? Ah! What? The masked Skywalker? Up in the skies behind Misaki is a Skywalker wearing a mask. Masked Skywalker? The mysterious masked Skywalker? The totally weak, utterly devoid of strategy mysterious masked Skywalker? Don't be so rude to your practice partner. What, I'm gonna practice with the freak in the mask? Masked Skywalker turns their back to us, puts their hands on their hips and laughs like some kind of supervillain. Then, they descend next to Shirase-san. The mysteriously masked Skywalker has arrived. Misaki looks perplexed. There's something weird about your voice, like it doesn't really fit your appearance if you know what I mean. Preposterous! But right, they're definitely not using a voice modulator or anything. Why are you panicking, Shirase-san? His eyes dart around. I'm not. What would I even panic about? Regardless, the mask has no gender. They refer to themselves as the mask. That's kinda cool. To the gallows with you. I mean, give them a death penalty. Are you one of those who doesn't actually follow a conversation? Laugh along. They all laugh. Misaki looks them up and down one by one. God, this is more nauseating than drinking an entire gallon of oil. Seriously, what the hell is this? So you must have actually drunk an entire gallon of oil to be able to confirm that statement. The Misaki Comeback Project, created in secret on the dark web. Masaya, your phone's connected to the dark web? I never met anyone so trustworthy. She's clearly being sarcastic. Project member number 1, Masaya Hinata. Project member number 2, Shinin Iwagi. Project member number 3, Hinata Shirase. Project member number 4, the mysterious masked Skywalker. The mysterious masked Skywalker is your full name? Points at Misaki with a snap. I shall defeat you. Huh? First there was a death penalty, now this? Why are you so eager to pick a fight? Did you do something to them? Of course not. I only saw them playing the summer tournament. We've never even spoken. We're not even connected at all. I wonder. The mask isn't so sure about that. Huh? Allow yourself to toss and turn at night as you ponder the true nature of the mask. Are you really worth losing a sleep over? Wait, are you someone I know? Is it you, Mishiro? Mishiro? Who's that? Misaki stumbles a little at Masked Skywalker's nonchalant answer. The true nature of the mysterious Masked Skywalker shall never be revealed. If a dark Skywalker's true identity comes to light, the shady organizations who run it reserve the right to have them eliminated. Right. So yeah, that. Well, all that aside, we're really just ignoring it? We are. Dark Skywalkers don't exist, I think. I explained what was going on to Shirase-san a few days ago, and when he heard that you needed practice partners, he invited Masked Skywalker to join us. The mysterious Masked Skywalker is the only FC player Karadorashira Academy has. Then what do they have about a second? The rules say your second can be a student at another school. Oh, I think I've seen that happen before. So as luck would have it, I was asked to manage the Kawadarashira FC club, and I was on lookout for some practice partners myself. This is not practice. I've come to defeat you fools, to the gallows with you. Oh yes, looking forward to playing against you. Misaki bows and gives a completely out of place reply, presumably overwhelmed by Mars Skywalker's personality. Man, she kinda just said she was looking forward to being killed, huh? I was thinking we'd start with some light warm-up exercises, then practicing with Prez, if that's okay with you, of course. Prez? Sure thing, I can't wait to show you the results of my 24/7 muscle train program. I was under the impression that summer break was a really important time for seniors. He's totally gonna flunk his university entrance exams. Yeah, what's up? Misaki bows to Prez. Thank you for coming here to help me. Oh, don't sweat it. Prez grins. I want to see you taking things seriously. I'll do my best. Allow me to explain the purpose of our practice sessions. Our aim is to allow you to counter anyway. Even if you can't reach the same level of play as her, this will largely come down to technique. Anyway stands for goal, huh? I imagine this is also Asaku's intention. If you can't counter her, you'll just get crushed, but if you can counter her, you'll get the chance to make use of all the techniques you've learned. So, in other words, if I can't counter, all of this is a waste. Not necessarily. Oh, fine then, be like that, yep. Okay, but why does forming a plan against Anyway-san have me practicing with prayers? Out of all the regional and national matches Anyways participated in, Prez gave her the closest match. If we want you to be able to play effectively against her, we need to come up with a way to stop her. That's why you need to practice with someone who can fly on her level. But, I know you practiced a lot with him in the past, so you know what to expect, right? She can probably read him like a book at this point, meaning it won't be hard for her to stop him. That's why we're not doing normal practice. Prez will take to the field first, and do 2 or 3 laps to build up speed before you enter. I get it. Also, my headset will be connected to Prez, but not to you. You'll have to use your own judgments up there. This is part of the FC head training too, huh? Exactly. Don't forget you need to make decisions with the entire match in mind, not just the current situation. Got anything more concrete? One example is deciding where to jump to after you are overtaken. Prez flies fast, so there will be times where your best option is to skip 2 lines ahead instead of just 1. Oh, I see. You've always been the one instructing me on this stuff, so I've never had to think about it. Try thinking about a bunch of things today. Thinking, huh? Right, let's get started. It's been a while since you last flew, so we'll start with 10 meters of field flying. Okay, ready for liftoff. Misaki flies up toward the field. And here he goes. Take this! I knew this would happen. Prez is having a field day up there. Aokana seems to have learned a thing or two from the summer tournament. His movements are great. How can I put this? It's like he's not fixated on his form, but in a good way. Yeah. All Prez ever cared about is flying as fast as possible, which makes his feints awkward. He also has a habit of making wide stretching movements to progress a lot of speed while overtaking some, so it almost felt like he was reluctant to do so. But now, he's actually throwing feints in there. They're only simple feints, pretending to go one way before going the other. Hell, he's only really using his head and his eyes to make them. And yet, it's enough to make Misaki grow in frustration. She gets past again and again. As simple as moves are, his sheer speed leaves her unable to counter him. If he'd mastered his style earlier, he might have gotten pretty far in the summer tournament. Misaki-chan keeps on getting past. That's what happens when you go a while without flying. It doesn't help that I told her to think things through while flying. I doubt she's ever done that before, so her mind and body will be totally out of sync. You know, I'm a little surprised. About what? That you decided to support Misaki-chan instead of Asuka-chan. Support her? That's what you're doing, right? Mind if I ask what your reason is? I can feel emotion behind Shirase-san's words as he continues to look up at the sky. No, that's not it. There's something more symbolic. No! That's not it? Obviously not. I don't know if you'll be able to understand my reason. Try me. Misaki is me. If she can't fly, then neither can I. That's why I'm supporting her. Shirase-san drags in air like he's smoking a cigarette. Sounds like an unhealthy relationship to me. Yes, completely unhealthy. Ma Skywalker suddenly interjects. You should free yourself from that woman at once. Come again? That woman has an air of misfortune about her. If you say so. Shirase-san grins. I can see your relationship heading toward a bad end. No one asked me your opinion. I'm being serious here. You think she can win the full tournament? Release yourself from her and dedicate yourself to coaching the mask. Why are you so worked up about this, Mask? I don't care about tournaments or any of that stuff. That's an interesting statement. I thought we gathered here to work for Misaki-chan's future. Yeah, I am doing this for her future. I look up at the field. Misaki's movements are sluggish. She's unable to keep up with the Prez's speed in the slightest. Looks like she's really trying to follow my instructions to use her head while flying. Her reactions are coming in moments too slow, but that's to be expected when she's trying to think things through. But that's not my main motivation. You make no sense. Come on, let's hear him out. I'm doing this because I want to. Maybe it'll end as badly as you suggest, Shirase-san. But that doesn't change the fact that I have to do this. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter how things end up. I just know that not doing anything will leave me far more miserable. This whole thing's lit a fire under your, of course, ass. I prefer if it were the case. I truly mean that. If a fire was already lit, then I'd be running hot right now, and into the sea. Somebody, seriously, light that fire for me. Right now, Misaki and I are just smouldering, letting off clouds of black smoke. If we don't get ourselves fired up, I don't think we'll ever get anywhere. Shirase-san smiles with what seems like both exasperation and admiration. You're making me want to help out more and more. As I said before, I prefer more eccentric people. Though all I can really offer you is advice. If I went up there, it could have an effect on my bottom line, you see. Why is that? If people start thinking I'm giving Konohama students preferential treatment, they might stop coming to my store. Your advice is more than good enough for me. Sounds to me like you're forcing yourself to suffer in order to coach. Yeah, you should part from her at once. You keep saying that. Like, do you even listen to me? Part from her and coach the mask? No. Yeah, no, I heard you the first time, but the only one I can coach right now is Misaki. Grr. Well, he isn't lying to us, so let's just help him out for now. These practice sessions will help you improve too, Mask. Grr. I'd really appreciate the help. Very well, if you insist. Thanks. I don't know anything about them, but if Shirase sounds friends with them, they can't be a bad person. Now then, Prez is finally flying circles around Misaki up on the field. I've never seen anything quite like it. I switch on my headset. Prez, come back down. Practice is over. Okay. He points at the ground, signaling to Misaki that it's time to descend. Misaki gives a small nod and follows him. Prez turns off his grav shoes and strikes a bodybuilder pose as he lands. I'm in perfect form! Using my head makes my reaction time slower. That's how That's how it'll be at first. The more you practice, the less of a gap there'll be between your mind and your body. You think? The idea is to get your thoughts and your feelings in sync. Right now you feel, but you don't think. You're making me sound like an idiot. Right, time to get prepared for the next practice session. My time has finally come. Shirase-san takes out a laptop. Mind if I have a play with your graph shoes, Misaki-chan? Huh? As long as Masaya says it's fine. She glances over at me. Really, I should be the one modifying them, but it's more practical to get Shirase-san to do it. He's way faster, if you don't mind, Shirase-san. You bet, you can keep them on, just hold still for me. Okay. Shirase-san connects his laptop to Misaki's graph shoes. So how are you modifying them? I'm gonna check your initial velocity to that of a speeder's while keeping your acceleration the same as it is a fighter's. But there's like no upside to that. Nope, there isn't, but that's what we want. Why? Yet the mass graph shoes will not be altered, you shall falter under the overwhelming difference in our abilities. Think it's gonna come down to the difference in our graph shoes, if anything. To the gallows would be. You keep saying that, don't you? Oh, okay, don't mind if I do. You really should mind that. It's just, the mysterious Master Skywalker doesn't seem like a bad person, so I feel bad about saying no to them. I can't quite put my finger on why, but I don't think they're evil either. If anything, they're sort of heroic, even if they're forced to act a bit too hard. Okay, allow me to explain the purpose of this practice session. This time, Mask will be imitating Anyway's tactics. We'll have you flying slowly so that you can focus on seeing how you move. And flying slowly will give me more time to think, right? Exactly. We also need you to observe how Mask moves at the same time. If you were just flying normally, you'd never take the information in, right? But well, is Mask going to be able to fly the same as Anyway-san? You don't need to worry about that. I'll be the mysterious Mars Skywalker second. I can instruct them on exactly how to fly. I'll be your second, Misaki, but I want you to focus on thinking for yourself as you fly. Roger. Sweet! Finish tuning your ground shoes just in time. Okay, I'm looking forward to this, Mask. I shall render you incapable of speech. Oh, okay, I'm looking forward to it. Misaki courteously bows. Okay, ready for liftoff. God, I feel so heavy. She wobbles, she ascends into the sky. I can't accelerate at all. Did I go too far? This is fine for now. We can bump things up slowly as we practice. I feel like I've lost half of my muscles. Yet the mask is the same as always. Okay, if you could start above Mask and you below Misaki. Great. This is the first time we've seen this. No matter how many times I start over, I always end up pressed right against the water. Don't sweat it, that's only natural. Regain your position and take it from the top. One more time. There's so much pressure being below the whole time. I'm exhausted. Her opponent has the advantageous position at all times, so she can't let up for a second. Man, now that we're actually trying this out, I see how insane Anyway's tactics are. We can't use any of the countermeasures we normally use. True, but this should help us to build a strategy and open a path forward. Open a path forward, huh? How do you plan on doing that? If Misaki can keep even with Anyway in the positioning battles, she can use her dogfight skills to pull out a win. Yeah, that sounds feasible. The issue is how you go about doing it. Yeah, how we go about doing it? Well, there are three options. Which one should I push Misaki to choose? I'm not sure yet. You should share those options with him. Ah, good work. You must be tired. I don't know. Your brain must be more tired than me. We gather together after practice to talk about our future plans. Not just scheduling, but details about how we'll counter Anyway and the like too. It took so long that it's gotten dark out. We did have a lot to discuss. Yeah. In the end, I think there are 3 major strategies you could use to beat anyway. What the hell? You already have an answer? But you made me think anyway? Wow, what a bully. You're the one who has the ultimate decision on what to do, Misaki. That's why I needed you to understand Anyway's playstyle. Fine, so... The first option is to go all in... Sorry. The first option is to go all in on becoming a speeder. You mean become like Prez? Exactly, you use your speed to take the lead right from the start and never let up. But what if Anyway-san jumps to the next line and tries to stop me? You'd be at a disadvantage if she managed to stop you, but I manage Anyway will start the match by challenging you to a contest of speed. If you can get off to a good start and just keep going, you could pull it off. I see. What's next? Go all in on becoming a fighter, the kind of player who can win a dogfight no matter their positioning. You mean even if my opponent keeping the height advantage? Exactly, I think it's possible. Anyway's tactics revolve around putting up a wall her opponent can't get past. So I'd have to be such a strong fighter that I could break through a wall. Exactly. I think that's the option Asuka would pick. Why? Asuka's good at air kick turns, right? That means she's already good at techniques that can take advantage of the membrane's features. I doubt it'll be long before she can pull off a Cobra and the other high level moves. I can't use any moves that take advantage of the membrane. It's tough unless you can sense anti-gravitons with your skin, though there are other techniques we can use. So why do you think Asuka would opt for being a fighter? Because being able to pull off non-standard techniques like consecutive air kick turns will probably confuse Anyway enough to be able to steal the height advantage from her. Makes sense. And the last option? Become like Anyway. How? Employ the strategy of keeping the height advantage. But only one of us can be on top at a time. Yeah, so if you lose it, you either move over to the next line or try to get back on top from below. Though I'm still not exactly sure how you do that. You think Anyway-san knows a way to get back on top? Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I think you need to pick one of the 3 options sooner rather than later. Well, being a speeder is out. You never know, you might surprise yourself. Back when we first met, she ended up flying even more beautifully than me. Misaki shakes her head, however. I don't think being a speeder suits my personality. So you'll take the fighter route then? Misaki shakes her head again. I'm going to aim to copy Anyway's style. I think that's the most realistic approach. Okay. It's hard to see how Misaki could become the kind of fighter or speeder she'd need to be the best anyway. They don't exist yet. However, Anyway does exist. There's a basis to work from. Feels a bit unfair to try and win by copying her, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I know it's taken some time, but I finally made up my mind. Good. So like, Misaki tapes half a step closer to me. She's now slightly too close to a normal conversation. What's up? I really like you, Masaya. Wow, okay. Huh? Huh? I really like you, Masaya. How do you feel about me? Hold on, like you just said, but this doesn't, like, how'd you end up? That's not where the conversation... Don't sweat the small stuff. I've made up my mind, so now it's your turn. Otherwise there's no fair. Sheesh. Sheesh? You're gonna swear after a girl confesses to you? Quit trying to pick a fight. I want to be the first to say it. Oh, you were thinking the same thing as me? I was. I recently realized how much I like you, Misaki. Misaki flusters and awkwardly nods. Okay. I thought I might have been wrong, so, now I know I wasn't, confused. I'm confused. Confused, I tell you. Yeah, now you're getting me confused too. Did you realize I liked you too, Masaya? I think so, but I wasn't sure. You can lie, just try not to sound so vague. I knew. Good? What do you mean good? Misaki lets out a little laugh, face as stiff as a board. Like, it's good. I'll forgive you. We'll forget I ever said anything. You can say it first now. Okay, here goes nothing. Right. Misaki... Why are you laughing? Knowing that you're about to ask me out has me so nervous I can't stop myself. You're making this really hard. It's not like I'm doing this on purpose. I grab hold of Misaki's arms. My heart skipped a beat the moment you touched me. I can hear it pounding in my chest. Feels like it's about to explode. I'm in the same boat. Your hands are so warm, Masaya. Your arms are warm too, Misaki. Which ones are warmer? They're about the same. Anyway. Yes? Ah. We look each other right in the eyes. Hers are clouded over, pulling me in toward them with no hopes of escaping. Time continues to flow as we just stand there, eyes locked. Misaki's breathing has grown ragged. She's trembling slightly. You okay? I'm so nervous. It feels like my legs are about to give out. It'd really help if you could hurry up. Okay. My throat is dry, the words stuck right at the back of it. I forced myself to swallow my saliva. I really like you, Misaki. Will you go out with me? Yes, Roger. I'm gonna kiss you. Huh? Misaki suddenly tenses up even harder. I'm gonna kiss you. Okay. Oh, no. I'm kissing you. I just told you not to. I'm out of breath, so I have to breathe from my mouth. If you kiss me now, I'll suffocate. I never heard of anyone suffocating from a kiss before. But... Can you really kiss while breathing through your mouth? Not sure, but I think you can. Okay. In that case, I'm ready. Kiss. Ah. Why'd you scream? My heart skipped a beat again when I said kiss. My heart's gonna explode. Misaki leans forward like someone's pulling on her head. I'm ready. I lean in as well. Ah. How blissful. This day would surely come, wouldn't it, in this route? But I always thought this route would just descend and descend and descend downwards into an even bigger hell of darkness and chaos. Our lips touch, and in that instant, hers seemed to pucker up a little. Misaki's breathing hard through her nose. I move my lips ever so slightly. My heart skips a beat. Her lips are so soft. The way they're pressed up against mine feels so good. Kissing feels amazing. You'll always hear people say that, but I thought they just meant on an emotional level. But that's not it at all. There's a certain emotional part of it, sure, but I didn't know that simply having someone else's lips against your own could feel good on a physical level. No one ever told me. That's why I'm completely taken aback. I can clearly feel how her lips are trembling ever so slightly. I want more. What will happen if we keep going? Just trying to imagine it makes the back of my head feel ready to melt. What am I doing? Imagining kissing what I'm already kissing. I can't believe I want her this badly. I take both my lips to Misaki's top lip. And then I hold it between them. Every time I cover it in her lips. Misaki struggles for breath. It's all... Yeah, hard to believe kissing alone can get us like this. Unable to take any longer, I finally lean away. Misaki's tortured breaths blow over my face. You know... Misaki gives me a nervous grin. What? I thought first kisses were meant to be more like all gentle and tender and stuff. Wouldn't a light peck have done the job? I guess so. I gently peck her on the lips. But that's kind of late. Just got the order mixed up. I guess. Oh, I can't take it. Can't take what? Misaki is trembling so much I can see her shaking. My feelings for you are so strong that I just know this is bad. What's so bad about it? Cause I know I'm gonna start sprouting all this embarrassing stuff. I'm scared of myself, okay? I never felt this way before. I'm scared of how just kissing has really made me really like you. I really like you too, Misaki. I don't want to seem this pathetic around you. Don't seem this pathetic. But I just can't. I just not. For goodness sakes, but I can't just not say it. I love you. That's not pathetic. Hell, it's anything but. Misaki starts pounding my chest before bumping her head against it. I thought I could handle this fine, but a single kiss made me lose it. I keep falling harder. What am I gonna do if I end up loving you more than this? Sounds good to me. It's fine, but it's scary. You know how annoying I can be. You're actually aware of that? So, like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. It's fine. I love everything about you. God, you're so cool. I don't even want to be saying this. You're just so damn cool, Masaya. Why don't you want to say that? Her annoying side has surfaced already. I'm gonna kiss you again. What are you trying to do? Make me fall for you even more? You're gonna end up on the most wanted list at this rate. I just don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight if I don't. Fine. I'll be gentle this time. But that sounds great. Why was there a gah in the middle? I think she was trying to say great. Here I go. Okay. Misaki stands as still as she was when Shirase-san was tuning her ground shoes. I don't really know how I'm meant to go about a gentle kiss, however. I think as long as I take things slowly, everything will turn out fine. I'm sure my feelings will get through to her if I do, and right now I want to be gentle. And so, I, Masaya Hinata, convince myself that going slow will make that happen. Time passes, I press my lips against hers and take things slow. Misaki nasal breathing is more relaxed than it was before. Nasal, my bad. I part from her. I love you, Misaki. Yeah, I love you too. Misaki nods, her face bright red. I'm not going anywhere, so make sure you don't either. I won't. Let me do this properly, though, Misaki. Will you go out with me? Of course. Misaki nods, her expression completely serious. Which is nice for a change. Very nice for a change. And here we are practicing again. Lots of noises. Shirase-san looks up in wonder as Misaki and Mas go at it on the field above. Man, Misaki's movements have gone a lot sharper over this past week. Yeah, she's improved tons. She can even stop me once out of every 3 times when I'm going to top speed. She's gone pretty good at stopping speeders, yeah. She's probably good enough to stop someone using Anyway's tactics at the second line now. Yeah, but that's not all we have to worry about. The main issue is how she'll reclaim the height advantage when she finds herself below her opponent. Right, as things stand, she's just jumping to the next line whenever she finds herself at a height disadvantage. I don't think doing that every single time Anyway ends up above her is going to be much of a counter. It won't. It might allow Misaki to keep things close, but she'd still have no hope of winning. Assume that Misaki started off by jumping lines, allowing Anyway to get the first point. Misaki would have the height advantage on the second line, so Anyway would jump to the next line, sacrifice the boy to Misaki, and it would be 1-1. Anyway would then have the height advantage on the third line, but since she got there first, making Misaki jump resulted in a 1-2 score. Misaki having the height advantage on the fourth line would make Anyway jump again, bringing it to 2-2. Then we back up the first line with Anyway having the height advantage. Misaki would have to jump lines again and the score would be 2-3. Not being able to dogfight on the first line means she'll always be trailing 1 point behind. Take this and this! No, you shall not pass! We've restored her grav shoes to their normal settings this time to try out various methods of regaining the height advantage from below. However, this has mostly resulted in her trying to blast through on sheer force alone. Sometimes she'll throw a feint to the right before ascending to the left. Otherwise, she'll openly broadcast her feint to throw Master Skywalker off balance before putting out a reversal. Every so often she succeeds and manages to regain the height advantage, but this method is too risky to be reliable. Yeah, it might work as a surprise attack, but it's just too straightforward. We need to change our line of thinking. Got any suggestions? The overwhelming advantage of staying above your opponent is so simple, but no one ever realized it. So you're saying there might be an equally simple solution? I think so. One of those things that'll make us go, why did no one ever think of this before, when we figure it out? What if she flies upside down? So therefore, we can technically be above her at all times. So in a way, she is controlling the match, but at the same time she isn't controlling the match, because if you fly upside down, then that would be the case of they can't then go into a dogfight. But then again, she could just outspeed you anyways. Why'd no one ever think of it before? Huh. Prez might be right on this one. I can hear Misaki panting of breath through my headset as I watch her shoulders heaving. How would Asuka be faring if she was going through all this? I know I shouldn't compare them, but... I can't stop myself from wondering. If Asuka were up there, she may have another flash of inspiration, figure out a way to break through. Asuka's the type of person who can do it, someone who can fly in a way that exceeds my expectations. Can Misaki do that too? I knew comparing them was wrong. Misaki has her own strengths. It's my job to bring them to the surface. Prez suddenly looks behind him. What's up? Isn't that Shindou? Huh? Oh, so it is. Shino-san is briskly walking toward us. Hey there. Hello, what brings you here? He's here to finally take me on, of course. The summer tournament may be over. It's time for us presents to have our show. No. I'm too afraid to lose to you at the moment. Iwagi can, so I have to pass. Heh, running scared, are we? I take it that means you haven't given up on FC, hun? Of course not. I still haven't surpassed the speed of light. Great, keep on giving it your all. I'm looking forward to seeing how far you'll go. Their conversation ends without me being able to tell how serious either of them were actually being. Then Shindo-san turns to face me. So, did you need something? Yes, there's something I want to talk about. Shindo-san breathes a small sigh and glances up at the sky. Whoa. He arcs backward like he's just been hit by lightning. But what's the matter? The mysterious Master Skywalker who's totally devoid of technique and a complete weakling. Please don't say that. You're making me feel sorry for them. It's depressing enough that they have no tricks up their sleeve despite the mask they're wearing, without bringing their strength into it too. They still have a lot to learn, but they take their practice really seriously. That may be on the they may be on a little on the eccentric side, but I take my hat off to them for their hard work and determination. So that's what's going on, is it? What's going on? The mask was your scheme. think you'd be kind enough to tell me the point of the strategy. I'm not scheming, and this isn't part of my strategy. You think I'll believe you when you're practicing with that oddball? I don't even know who Master Skywalker really is. I asked Shirase-san to help out with Misaki's practice, and he brought them along. You should direct your questions to him. For the record, I don't know who Master Skywalker really is either. We're just acquaintances. Shirase-san looks between the two of us. What are you two up to? We're not up to anything. Knowing Shirase-san, this could all be part of the master plan. That man is godlike. Flattery won't get you any discounts. Shindo-san, I think you have something more important to worry about than whatever those two are up to. I do? Press strikes a pose. Haven't you been slacking on your deltoid training? Deltoid, you think? Shindo-san starts feeling up his own shoulders. Often in FC you need to throw out your arms to change your course. You wouldn't want to end up losing because you haven't trained your deltoids enough for that, would you? I wouldn't want to lose regardless. Would you mind if I had a feel? If you really want to. Great. I see. Prez also reaches out. These are quite the... for goodness sakes, Latin terms! Why are you touching me like that? You're a bit tense. Try and relax, okay? We won't be able to get a feel for your muscle definition if you don't. Okay. Prez and Shirase relentlessly rub their hands. Oh my god, this is basically harassment. You're pretty good, Shindou. That's it. You're now an honorary muscle buff. Huh? When'd you guys name yourselves that? Whoa, what the hell? What's going on? This again, really? Oh, not Shindo-san too. To think it was one of them all along. Before long, Misaki had flown down to us. She seems real surprised. No, Tabisawa. This isn't... We're not handling Shindou over. God, the two of you were bad enough. If he likes that, you can keep him. Misaki hangs her head in disappointment. At this rate, it'd only be a matter of time before Masaya goes to join on your planet Brawn. Masaya-san's joining them? Not a bad idea. What? Are you a fan of Muscle's mask? On occasion. Yeah, I guess they are kind of... Yeah, they are, aren't they? Don't say that word. Have you no shame? To the gallows with you. Don't mind if I do. As the conversation heads in its usual direction, I clap my hands to bring it to a stop. Okay, that's enough nonsense. You came here for a reason, right, Shindo-san? I heard you and Tobisawa-kan had split off from your club, so I wanted to see what was going on. Why don't you speak to me about it? I'm sorry. I thought about speaking to you, of course, but I didn't want to turn this into a whole big thing. Having Prez and Master Skywalker help us out is no big deal, but having someone as good as Shindo-san helping could have come with a whole host of problems. Him coming to help us would have been big news, which probably would have brought the split of our FC club to light. I can't even begin to imagine what kind of a messy situation that would turn out to be. Besides, it would have been inconsiderate to the students at Takafuji. I wouldn't have been able to help if you'd call me anyway. Why not? Please join us. Kirishino-kan's practicing at our school, but I'm not getting involved in her practice sessions either. Why not? Because I don't think it's a good idea for me to have any influence over who wins when it's time for them to face each other. You sure you're not overthinking this? I have a rather big mouth for me, you see. Oh, so that's what it is. Asuka's training to beat Misaki, and Misaki's training to beat Asuka. Shindo-san's making sure he doesn't leak what's going on in either of their sessions. That being said, there is something I want to show you. What's that? Shindo-san pulls a laptop out of his bag. A video of Kirishino's-kan's match. Asuka's match. From the corner of my eye, I see Misaki clenching her fists. I'm scared, but I don't have time to confirm things. So, who was her opponent? The fact that you're showing this to us means it wasn't Shatuin-san or Echino-chan, I'll bet. Saki anyway. Aoi-san said she was gonna put Asuka through all the practice matches she could. You're telling me anyway accepted one of those? If so, it might not be a bad idea for us to go ahead and propose a practice match of our own. Oh no. Kunishina-kan wasn't one who asked for a match, so anyway was. You mean anyway did? Exactly. So anyway took an interest in Asuka? No, I bet it was her second, Irina, who did. She did say all those things about her back at the summer tournament. She suddenly arrived at our school by helicopter. Yep. Helicopter? Impressive, huh? That's not impressive at all. A helicopter would never travel faster than light speed, no matter how hard it tries. That's not the point. You're the only one who can go faster than light speed, Prez. I knew you'd get it, Hinata. Anyway, Chan must be rich if she's using a private helicopter. I don't know the details myself, but I'm pretty sure it's Irina-kan who's rich. Don't you know anything about Irene? Shirase-san? Sorry, she's been on my radar for a while. My job has me talking to people related to FC a lot, so I got information even when I'm lounging around the store. Let me look into it. So, what happened after the helicopter landed? She demanded that we let her have a match with Kurashina-kan. She's been coming to us a lot for practice since the training camp. Must be because her only other training partner was Mashiro, or because Misaki and I left. A dull pain spreads through me. I can't tell if it's regret, self-loathing, malice, jealousy, or what. Asuka's smiling face floats across my mind, the smile of someone who truly loves FC. I take deep breaths to blow away the pain. There's no turning back time, and there's no point in dwelling on the past. Right now, I have to focus on Misaki, and only her. To do otherwise would be to do a disservice to both her and Asuka. Miss Kagami was opposed, but Kurashina-san insisted she wanted to do it. I guess anyway's second was Irina-san, but whose was Asuka's? Anyway-san? Irina-kan said she would have been fine with that, but having 1 second be a teacher would have made things unfair. Miss Kagami was once a distinguished Skywalker in her own right too. Was it Mashiro then? Shato-kan handled it. Shatu-kan? Oh, you mean Shatuin-san. Those two really seem to get along. Shatu-kan's been putting a lot of effort with Kurashina-kan. Apparently they plan out new tactics together all the time. So they end up hitting it off, huh? Shatuin-san sure is open-minded. Being able to accept her defeat and become friends must be tough. Can't say I'm all that surprised though. So how'd that match turn out? That's what I'm about to show you. It was pretty strange. Shindo-san starts the video. By the time the video is over, Misaki is left speechless. No. We continue to stare at the black screen. Well, Misaki's mouth flaps open and shut for a while as she tries to answer. This is... She looks over at Masked Skywalker. The same as what we've been practicing. Yeah, identical. Makes sense that you've made it this far as well, Tobisawa-kan. The match went as follows. Asuka jumped to the second line, allowing Anyway to touch the second and score a point. Anyway then proceeded to fly along the next line as far as she could until Asuka's body blocked her. Anyway used recoil from this to gain the height advantage. Realizing that, Asuka immediately jumped to the next line, relinquishing the boy to Anyway and making it 0-2. On the third line, Asuka makes sure to always stick to a height where she'd be able to block Anyway. She changed her height to match Anyway's movements, and she moved up and down while travelling along the line. Realizing what Asuka was doing, anyway jumped to the fourth line. Asuka touched the boy, making it 1-2. The rest of the match played out with someone shortcutting the moment they lost the height advantage. Final score 5-7, anyway won. Guess that means we're barking up the right tree. I guess so, but something felt off. The two of them were acting strange. Yeah, I agree. There's a reason for that. Misaki audibly gulps. The two of them are hiding something. Seems like it. That's why the match played out the way it did. Asuka wouldn't have let the match play out like that if they weren't. Yeah, she wasn't performing the way she usually does. She never jumped to the next line so readily when she's trained on points. Not without trying to put up a fight at least. Everything I know about Asuka tells me she would have done everything she could to come back from a 2-point deficit. You're saying those two people who need sending to the gallows are hiding something. That's one way of putting it. I bet it's a way of regaining the height advantage from below. I knew it. You think so too, Shindo-san? Yeah, neither of them wanted to show their trump card before the fall tournament. The fall tournament. There's a sense of panic in Misaki's eyes. Aha. I think NekoNyan's intent was to crush Shindo-kan, a rising star, but she completely failed. Neither of them showing their trump card means we have bigger problems than whether someone was crushed or not. They both displayed how far they could go, but at the same time, they kept their true potentials hidden. Our main issue is working out how to reclaim the height advantage from below, right? I've been thinking about that too, not that I have an answer to that question yet. You didn't ask Asuka or Shattering-san about it? I couldn't. I'd have been way too tempted to tell you or Tobisawa about it. Shindo-san shrugs his shoulders. As badly as I want to know what the answer is, that just wouldn't have been fair. Misaki exaggerates a pout. Boo! You could have just told me in secret, Shindo-san, you big meanie. He forces a smile. You know I couldn't have. I just thought it was okay to show you this match, since everyone from our FC club saw it anyway. I really am grateful you did. It's a great reference. Well, that's all I came here to do. Shindo-san puts his laptop away in his backpack. You're not going to watch us training? Tobisawa-kan is in the middle of a secret special training, right? I better not unless you want me to blab to others about it. It's really not that big of a deal. Even so, I think this is for the best. See you around, guys. Actually, Shindo-san, could I have a moment? What's up? I wouldn't want to keep you, so how about I walk with you? Sure. Misaki, you keep on practicing with Mask in the meantime. Okay. Roger. Misaki mutters, clearly displeased. I doubt anyone will hear us now that we're this far away. What was it that you wanted to ask? You're the owner who's been up against Misaki, Asuka, and anyway. I haven't realized, but yeah, I guess so. Would you mind sharing your impressions of them with me? Just what is it that you want from me, Hinata-kan? Just your impressions. That's all. That's a difficult question. The easiest person to answer for would be NekoNyan. Play against her is like thinking you're going into a soccer match only to find out you're playing baseball. I think I know what you mean. It's like thinking you're going into a sword fight, then having your opponent pull a pistol on you. It's an entirely different game. NekoNyan-san said something along the same lines about how what Asuka and Shindou-san were playing wasn't FC. You did well to manage anyway though, Ben. I was desperate. Everything was so different that I just realized I just wasn't good enough straight away. Impressive, if unsurprising, that he came to that conclusion. It's too bad I wasn't able to win, but that match was shockingly good. It was shocking enough to make losing seem inconsequential. I don't know if it's fine for me to ask this, but it feels rude to keep asking questions after a match he lost, but I need to. How did you feel after the match? Like everything I worked so hard for was useless. I thought about quitting FC. I understand. Trust me. The feeling of losing, the feeling of seeing someone far better than you, they make you want to run away from reality. Why didn't you quit? Because I thought it was fun too. That's probably the same way Asuka sees things, a viewpoint I was never able to reach. The entire history of FC is based around things changing on a fundamental level. Don't you think that's what makes it fun? We're in the middle of forming what FC will be. We're lucky we get to play right as it's being developed. The Skywalkers 10 years from now will play a version of FC that we've perfected. Maybe, yeah. But the only way for us to do that is by trial and error. Don't you think we're lucky to be participating in such an important era? Asuka really is incredible. I'm even more convinced of that now. I think Shindo-san's opinion more or less matches up with hers, but there is a fundamental difference. Shindo-san only came to this conclusion after considering giving up on FC. He thinks it's incredible to be right in the middle of the maelstrom, even if it means everything he's practiced is now worthless. I'm sure he had to convince himself of that, but Asuka is different. The moment after she saw Shindou-san play anyway, the very moment after, she was excited. What do you think about Asuka? I never seen someone grow so much during a match. Kirishina-kan kept on getting better. It's tricky, but I guess I was afraid and annoyed, but I was also delighted. You were? It's fun to see someone improve so much. Does he really think that? You know, I think he does. I enjoy seeing Misaki grow myself. She has talent, that's for sure, but I think there might be a frailness to her. You do? If she has someone to make up for that, she might just become one of the best FC players has ever seen. Someone to make up for Asuka's frailness. By all rights, that should have been me, but I've lost that position. I don't hate Asuka obviously, I like her, not in a romantic way, and I respect her too. But I had to make my choice. I wasn't in the right frame of mind to coach everyone. I know that. Yet, I don't regret choosing Misaki either, but I can feel a dull pain spreading through me. I wonder how and where Asuka's practicing right now. The emotions spiral inside me. What about Misaki? That's who you wanted to ask about most, right? Yeah, it was. What kind of player do you think Misaki is? Tobisawa-kan's. Shindo-san throws his gaze down a few meters to the side of us as he searches for a word to use. An annoying player. Annoying? What do you mean by that? First of all, I think she'd be a pain to coach. You could tell that from your match. Her stubbornness and strength of will was rather obvious. It can't be easy to coach a player like that. But that's also not what I meant by annoying. I mean that playing against Tobisawa-kan is annoying. Oh? Anyway-kan's strength is her element of surprise. Kirishina's strength is her ability to find the game fun. Tobisawa-kan's strength is how annoying she can be. Surprise, fun, and then annoying, huh? Misaki's the only one with a negative description. You could take it that way, but I don't mean it like that. Really? Tobisawa-kan excels at the subtle techniques. That makes her annoying. You might call them techniques, but she basically just pulls them off through intuition alone. Yeah, I figured that one out when we were in close combat during the last training camp. But those aren't the kind of moves you can simply learn to pull off. So she's an annoying opponent, huh? On a broad scale, she might not be the best, but on a smaller scale, I think she could be incredibly strong. You mean like during dogfights? Dogfights are part of it, but that's not all. I think her strength is best used if she can narrow the scope on the match. You do? Anyway-kan dominates by using the entire breadth of the field, right? Well, I think Tobisawa can do the complete opposite. Come to think about it, when she first played against Shindo-san, she drew him from the front and gradually launched attacks at him. It was similar with Echino's when she narrowed the playing field against her and came out on top. Now that you mention it, he's just given me something to think about. One more thing, it might be hard to answer and it's kind of a ridiculous question, but would you mind? Go ahead, it's an honor to answer your questions. There's no need for flattery. I mean it, so what's the question? Anyone can see that Asuka has talent, but what do you think about Misaki in comparison to her? I don't think you can simply say someone has talent or they don't. Right. You train and you practice, you build up experience through matches, and then only at that point can you compare talent. I know that. There are those who get the hang of things only after an extensive amount of practice. There are those who may get the hang of everything at once right at the start, but struggle to proceed from there. Those people are of equal worth. Nobody knows how long it would take someone to truly master something. That's why it's not as simple as just saying someone has talent or that they don't. But if I'm to speak from my experience, Aokana is a genius. For a moment everything goes dark. It feels like my legs have given out and I've slumped to the ground. It takes a while for me to realise that I'm feeling relieved. It's a feeling of eventual calm after a long storm. My shoulders begin to tremble as I watch Shindo-san nod. Something I could only describe as joy begins to spread through me. I'm elated from the tip of my toes to the top of my head. Yes, Misaki is a genius. I yell that inside my mind to convince myself. It's only now that I realise I've been waiting for someone to say that to me all along. You're grinning. I'm not. Though I think we're still too young to know whether someone's a genius or if they're just normal. You'd lift me up only to go and say that? My point is that making Tobisawa-kan believe she's a genius will help her get much further. You're saying that job's up to me? It is, Hinata-kan. If she believes she's a genius, she'll push herself further in an attempt to live up to that. It'll give her the belief that one day she'll be able to do everything she can't right now. So I should compliment her to help her grow. No, I'm saying you need to train her as a genius. So just treat her like one. Not quite. Anyone who can grow from believing they're a genius is a genius. Well, I mean, that's a pretty good point. My own instabilities are what made things worse for Misaki. She tried to leave SC because I didn't believe in her. Thinking back, it was probably Aoi's belief in me that helped me get this so far. And I was coaching without understanding that simple fact. The regret hurts. Emotions have built up within me to the point where I want to cry. Those harsh things Shirase-san and Aoi said about Misaki were the same. I just didn't realise it. They were questioning if I had the resolve to believe in Misaki, even if she was doomed as a player. Their words were meant for me, not for her. Sheesh. There were no malice behind what they said, even if I know that much. All they wanted was me to think. What made me think. My emotions continue to spiral within me. Thank you. Seriously, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm just glad my advice has helped. It really has. Just thank you so much. It's no big deal. It is to me. My conversation with Shindou-san has given me a lot to think about, and a lot of opportunities to seize. I bow to him. Are you sure you can't be one of Misaki's practice partners? I'd be happy to, after the full tournament, but it'll be too late by then. Come now, don't give me those puppy dog eyes. I'd be more than happy to practice with you whenever Hinata can. With me? Now I'll pass. I'll be waiting for you to change your mind. He says that with a deadly serious expression. Because you're his idol. I think you were the reason why Shindou-san originally took up FC, because one day he wants to face his idol. And we continue. I scream into my headset. Faster, faster! Push those grav shoes to the limit. I know you can do this, Misaki. Meow. Everyone else had to skip today's practice. Me, it's just me and her. Our schedule today is focused on field flying. There's still more in there. I know it. Go, go, go. Her posture has her flying almost float at the water surface, she picks up speed. Just from looking at her, I can tell her arm and neck muscles must be strained to the limit. I know it's tough, but you'll definitely get stronger if you just push through it. Meow. All these cat expressions. Fighter grav shoes have a weak acceleration. Misaki's wearing Lavitron from Invade. They're typical fighter shoes with pretty fast initial velocity and pretty slow acceleration. As typical as they may be, one doesn't simply fly according to the grav shoe specs. This is because the posture of a person wearing them has a large part to play. Take for example, in-shoes from Mizuki. They were developed as fighter grav shoes, but found popularity amongst all-rounders. What I wanted to find out was what top speed Misaki could reach in her Lavitron, and how long it took for her to reach that speed. In a hypothetical scenario where Misaki simply had to wait out 20 seconds to win the match, and she was further up the line than her opponent, would her best option be to shoot for the boy at full speed or block her opponent's path? Or in a case where she needed to score 1 point in those 20 remaining seconds to win, should she aim to touch the boy or her opponent's back? These are all viable statistics when having to make a judgment in the heart of the moment. Meow. Keep going, you can do this. I yell to try and motivate her, but I think we're at the end here. I expect Misaki's gotten everything she can out of her grav shoes. It won't matter how much effort she puts in now. This is the limit. Okay, break. Ah! Hinata carries an exhausted Misaki away from the field. She slowly rotates to face me while being carried off in the opposite direction. Out of breath! You okay? I'm fine. Tot's fine. Just tired. Maybe I had her flying at full speed for too long. It's not exactly the easiest thing for fighters like her to do. Come down here and get some water. I wanna, but I can't fly that far. Okay, I'll bring some up to you. Try not to float away. Candy too. There's some in my bag. Seriously? I'd rather she didn't eat too much. Come on, just a little. You're the one who told me the body needs sugar for upkeep and recovering from exhaustion, Messiah. I did say that. I was talking about sugar and sports drinks. I'm not sure the sugar in candy is good for you. Oh well, this one can't hurt. This is stressful training. No need to add the stress of a candy ban on top of that. I grab hold of a drink and the candy. Fly! I activate my grav shoes. She's leading. Misaki's limbs are all hanging loosely by her sides. Good work. Have some water first. She immediately snaps back to life. No, candy comes first. Isn't your mouth all dry? So what? It'll be hard to eat. A little old thing like that won't get in the way of me eating candy to the gallows with you. Don't mind if I do. Okay, fine. It's your choice to do what you do first. I'm going to chug some over. So make sure to catch them. Yeah. Since coming into contact will make our membranes repel each other, we can only hand things from person to person by throwing them. I make a gentle underhand throw at Misaki's chest. God, I've been waiting for this. I'm starving. Time to gobble you up. She opens the bag and pops some of the chocolate-covered candy into her mouth. Well, the exhaustion makes it taste even sweeter than usual. Man, this is what my hard work was for. That's your reason for practicing? She's like an old man who just finished a round of golf or come out of a sauna. I'm so dehydrated it's hard to swallow, but I have to say it's not that bad. That's why you should have drunk the water first. What are you, a masochist? Oh please, I'm still just a beginner. Apparently when you get really advanced you learn to enjoy the oh goodness sakes. Okay, moving on. Sorry, what were you talking about again? Yeah, She just said something completely that word. I feel like anyone who's gone that far needs to reconsider their life. Incomprehensible. Enough! I'll be most obliged if you can hand me the water now. Why are you talking like that? I asked that question as I throw her the bottle. Dunno, but I hear people talking like that all the time in the historic shows my grandma watches. We chat while Misaki grabs the bottle and pops open the lid. Pwah! She downs a drink in one go. Okay, catch! Sure thing. I catch the bottle in both hands to make sure I don't drop it. Still feeling tired? That's part of it. What's up? Misaki stares out over the horizon. I'll follow her gaze. Can you see something? Nothing seems out of place to me. There's a cluster of UFOs flying over there. What? What do you mean by UFOs? Huh? There is. I think about asking if she's developed floaters, but I think better of it. In any case, I don't see any UFOs on the horizon. Did you know that UFOs can take on many different shapes? Nope. There's the Adamski types, the Saigar types, etc. My dad has some really old books on UFOs that I read when I was little. Oh. Yes, that does. That's common knowledge. UFO stands for Unidentified Flying Object. Anything that flies in the sky but you don't know the true nature of is a UFO. There is that crazy conspiracy theory that says the technology behind grav shoes was handed to us by aliens. I've never heard of that one before. I think it's time for you to get to the point. Just wondering if a cluster of UFOs is going to fly over soon. Can we end this conversation already? As my coach and boyfriend, you should be able to humor your girlfriend player with whatever conversation she pleases. For goodness sakes. Okay, go on. Jeez. You can be so cold sometimes. Like, have you ever just hoped a meteorite would come crashing down? I hear people in the trade would pay a fortune for meteorites. Seriously? Twinkle, twinkle, little meteor. How I wonder when you crash down to Earth. Kinda sounds like you're seeing a baby to sleep, despite the questionable lyrics. It's a good song. Just get to the main point already. I've been on the main point this whole time. UFOs and meteorites? Yeah, like if a UFO did fly over here, it wouldn't really be the time for playing FC, would it? Huh? If you take the U and O out of UFO and add a C, you get FC. Whoa, what a discovery! I think we just uncovered a conspiracy theory by the American government in Aokana. Yeah, but I think we're onto something here. So what's with this meteorite business? Just hoping like if a meteorite did fall, maybe it would land on my foot and give me a sprain. What do you mean? It doesn't even need to be something that unrealistic. The meteor could fall on the site of the fall tournament and destroy it. That way the whole thing got cancelled off. That sounds pretty unrealistic to me. Or I could just be walking down the road when a bike comes speeding along and breaks my leg. You want to get injured? Yeah, I do. Can't believe you're saying that with a straight face. It'd be one thing if you were talking about how to avoid getting injured. Honestly, I want to get injured in a way that's not my fault at all. It'd be nice if I couldn't participate in the fall tournament, where it got cancelled, and there was nothing I could do about it. At long last, I finally understand what she's talking about. So that's what's going on. Do you understand how I feel, Masaya? Yeah, I used to think like that a lot. I'd hope a giant monster would appear out of the ocean and ruin everything. Oh, that'd be great, but it's not very realistic. Less so than a meteorite, I guess. Are you worried about the match? Yeah, I am. I'm super nervous. She doesn't know she'll win. She doesn't even know what her opponent might do, and yet she has to go up against them anyway. She has to participate in the tournament anyway. I know what it's like to hope that you might come down with a minor sickness so you can run away from it all, Or at the very least, if you went and lost, you could just blame it on your illness. Everyone who plays in sports like ours thinks things like that at least once. It happens all the time. I see. It happens all the time, huh? You want to run away from the match, right? I want to run. I want to quit FC. What? This again? Not this again, Misaki. Hey, I thought you said you made up your mind. I did. That's why I'm practicing, and why I'm simulating matches with a Mr. Shirase on my days off from practicing. I know that. Goodness sakes, Misaki. Why did you always form such conclusions that way? And why have you got candy, those chocolate sticks? Then don't be mean and start questioning my motivation. Oh, for goodness sakes, do you really think that is just the case here? Do you know how much that hurts us? That was mean. Obviously, I'm practicing because I made up my mind. If I hadn't, I wouldn't feel like this. Right. It's because she's actually taking this seriously that she's getting anxious. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Apologies. Apologize. I already said I'm sorry. Ugh, gah. Don't growl at me. I hope my ground shoes break mid-flight and I get so badly injured that I can't compete in the full tournament. Bring it on, world. You shouldn't say things like that. I wouldn't say them to anyone other than you. Then it doesn't make me feel better. Anyway, San, Asuka, how do you think they're practicing right now? How much do you think they've grown since the summer tournament? I haven't even found a way to reclaim the high advantage from below. You will, eventually. I have FC in my mind all the time, even when I'm sleeping. Same here. No, you're thinking about my FC playing, but I'm thinking about my FC playing. That is the same thing. No, I'm the one who win or lose. No, it's both of us. True. No matter how much I try and support and protect Misaki, at the end of the day, she's one who win or lose, not me. I made up my mind. Digital Club, practice so hard. Had you, Shirase-san, Prez, and Mask help me, but, what if? She trembles. What if I lose? What do I do if that happens? Nobody would blame you. I know that, but it's just, I'm practicing so hard every day. If I lose, then what even am I? I'm practicing so hard that if I lose, I have no excuses. No one can say that I wasn't taking it seriously. I can't even try and convince myself there was more that I could have done. It's scary. Yeah. Can I hold it together if I lose? What will happen to me? Misaki's face is flushed. I don't want to lose to Anyway-san or to Asuka. It's not that I want to win, I just don't want to lose. I can't even imagine how I feel if I do. I don't want to lose, that's all it is. You know, even in defeat, there is no such thing as a true loss. The experience that you gain from that match will always contribute towards your personal growth. I mean that mentally, by the way, not the things that Misaki keeps going on about when she thinks that Masaya's thinking in a pervy way. Nobody can help you. If you lose, you just have to accept it. I can't accept it. I'm taking this so seriously. I know it's cliched, but I'm literally giving it my all. So if I lose, it'll be like I've lost everything too. I'm scared. I'm sure I'll feel dead. They may as well send me to the gallows. Obviously, I wouldn't actually, but part of me will. You wouldn't think like this if you weren't taking practice seriously, right? So it's a good thing. Maybe. Man, I don't even know anymore. If I'd never start taking FC seriously, I never would have had to feel like this, right? Yeah. So I want to quit FC. Obviously, I can't, but I want to. What is this? What is this feeling? Just the overwhelming feeling of not wanting to lose. That's all. Is there any point to feeling like this? I don't know if there is. Misaki's face is a mix of relief and disappointment. Yeah, sorry for all the weird questions. But, I bet this is easier on you than when you said you were gonna quit SC. Harder on the body, but easier on the heart. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you may be right. But I don't think that's quite the right way of putting it. But I do feel like I'm making progress, so... Yeah, if you weren't, I'd be the one suffering. You would? Yeah. You shine much more now. Trying to push ahead than you did when you were mopping around depressed. I hope you can see things that way too. I'm shining. I'm shining ever so brightly, even I can tell. Well, that's weird. I can't believe you actually said it with a straight face. Quit teasing me. Also, you're making it sound like this is the first time you felt this way, but that's not true, is it? I'm pretty sure I haven't felt this way before. And I'm pretty sure you felt this way while watching Asuka and Anyways matches at the summer tournament. You didn't want to lose back then either, right? But you didn't want to admit how you felt, so you ran away, which was worse, the way you felt then, or the way you feel now. I guess you got a point. I can't remember it all that well now, but it was really tough. Running away makes some things easier, but it makes other things harder. I know all that too well. You have to spend every single day facing up to the fact that you can no longer fly. I don't know how you end up feeling, but I'm never letting you get away from me, so be ready. Great, you're a total stalker now. Quit teasing me. I really want this to get through to her, so I put my heart into my words. If there's a meteorite blocking your way, heading your way, I'll block it. If you're about to fall from the sky, I'll be your cushion. If a bomb goes off, I'll cover you. There's no running away, so don't even try. I'm taking you to the tournament no matter what. I won't run. Yeah. She gives me a docile nod. Sorry. I just didn't know what to do about how I felt. I'm fine. Man, yeah, I've never taken anything so seriously before. It's kind of scary. I know how it feels. Yeah, but when you take something seriously and want to do well in it, it's natural to feel nervous. Because you feel like there's something on the line there, with how much hard work you've put through. The reason I was so traumatized after I first met Misaki was because of how seriously I was taking FC. Despite all my hard work, I lost. Though I guess it's more accurate to say I was under the mistaken impression that I'd lost. I'm sure I took it so seriously that it ended up narrowing my field of view. And that mistaken impression is what made me smolder for so long. When what I really wanted to do was burn brightly. I'm jealous of how you can work so hard. I couldn't do that now, even if I wanted to. Oh, I actually just said that. The moment I notice what I've done, my pulse quickens. I can actually say those things now. I didn't even realize I've come this far. Hey, foolish Messiah, suffer as you watch me fly. Don't mind if I do. Misaki stretches out wide like a sleeping kitty. Right. Well, I really don't want to lose, and I've made up my mind to practice hard, so you better put the screws to me, Messiah. Quit making it sound like I'm like Torch. It practically is. That's such a quick response that I find it hard to agree. Okay, we'll do some more field flying today, same as before, but with low yo-yos and high yo-yos mixed in. Meow, it's just gonna be tough. Might as well give it a shot. Here I go, then. Misaki throws the box of candy back to me. You can have the rest. She smiles. About what we were just saying, I'm gonna have you get serious next. With that parting remark, she flies off toward the field. Me, huh? There's a terrible pain inside my chest. That dark beast within is poking its tongue out as if it taunts me. No such being shall touch you on this day. And we're back here. Misaki runs along the beach, raising her thighs high and kicking sand up behind her. Meow! Meow! She's been in great form ever since she resumed practice. Keep going. You've got this. Keep it up to the end. Please do your best. You can do this, Tobis. When did Minamo go into this space? Yes, Minamo-chan. Misaki crossed the line drawn in the sand. Nice one. I stopped the time on my phone. Huh? How'd I do? That's a new personal best. I did it! Ah, I was thinking, who was she? But then I just realised that she's a shopkeeper's sister. Minamo-chan stops clapping away. Amazing. You were like a member of a track club. Probably faster than the weaker members of a track club, I bet. All thanks to Minamo-chan cheering for me. You did yell out her name as you crossed the finish line. You made that happen. Thanks. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Shirase-san, Prez, and Ma Skywalker all taking the day off today. In exchange, Shirase-san asked Minamo-chan to come and cheer for us. Alright, that's it for today. Wait, we're done already? There's a heavy rain forecast for this afternoon, so we're taking the rest of the day off. I feel like Misaki's been overworking herself lately, so I wanted to take the whole day off. However, she said she got too anxious if she did nothing, so we decided to squeeze in a little practice. Here. My brother asked me to bring this. Minamo-chan reaches into her adorable bag and pulls out a paper bag from Shirase's Sky Sports. What's that? It's protein. What? Is Shirase-san trying to get me to join the muscle brigade? I don't think that was it. His intent, he said it can help you recover from fatigue. I think you got the wrong idea, Misaki. Protein isn't a steroid. It's not going to make you super bulky. Yeah, exactly. It's a vitamin of sorts. Mineral. Protein is a mineral, right? Ah, this type of protein isn't any different from what you get in food. You've never heard of anyone get horribly ripped from eating too much chicken, right? The only difference is you drink this while trained to build your muscles effectively. I see now. It also helps recover from fatigue, man. Of course, one of the main things it does is help your muscles recover. Shirase-san advised we use it for that, so I imagine it's some sort of special mixtured focus on that. Why didn't you make me drink protein before this, Masaya? We were trying to get you to slim down, so I don't think it was necessary. I guess I could have, though. Misaki turns to Minamo-chan and empathetically bows her head. I'm sorry I was mistaken. Oh no, it's fine. This is just a sample. My brother recommended it, so it should be very useful. I see, well, a sample is more than good enough for me. I'm really touched that he's worried about me getting too tired. Say, Masaya, when should I drink this? Straight after exercising. So now then, shall I make it for you? Yeah, if you're fine with it. Could I borrow your bottle? Sure. Thanks. Minamo-chan pours the powder into the water bottle and closes the lid. And gives it a nice little shake. Shaky, shake, shake. Then she grips it tightly in both her hands and starts shaking it around. Misaki, now's not the time to get dirty thoughts, okay? You have to dissolve the powder in water before you drink it? You didn't even know that? I bet most people would go their whole lives without drinking protein. Guess you have a point. I think it sees some use in diets, but Misaki's probably never had to worry about that. Okay, all done. Thanks, Minamo-chan. Misaki plops the lid open. I never had a protein drink before. Do I just drink it like water? Yes, please do. Okay, here goes nothing. Yeah, you'll probably be curious as well, and you'll have every right to be concerned because there are drinks out there like alcohol and coffee where you drink it more slowly. She raises the bottle to her mouth and begins to drink. Huh? It's foul, isn't it? She gulps down the liquid and starts panting heavily. What's wrong? I can figure out without asking. This is horrible. I've never tasted anything this bad. Why does this exist? It kind of feels like I was poisoning myself. I don't think it's poisonous. Sorry, I went too far, but this is really awful. It shouldn't be. Protein just tastes bad. It does? High protein stuff is basically the same as sticking non-fatty meat in a blender to turn it into a powder. If you told me that, I wouldn't have had any. There have been improvements lately, so apparently some even taste good, but most still taste like rubbish. Yeah, but this is worse than rubbish. It smells like a dog left out in the rain. Wow, a wet dog. You could have just said that. Yeah, that sums it up perfectly. Can't say it sounds all that appealing, but it really is good for you. Yeah, it's like medicine. It tastes foul, but the effects are better than medicine that tastes good. She stares at Misaki's stomach while she says that. If Minamo-chan wasn't looking, I imagine Misaki would throw the drink away, but she can hardly do that with how grateful she acted earlier. Want me to teach you a trick for drinking protein? Misaki's eyes glisten. Yeah. Pinch your nose. Primitive, but logical. Misaki stares at a bottle. I've got this. I've drank it all. Thanks, Minamo-chan. Oh, no. I hope it helps you recover. I can already feel my muscles regenerating. I am glad. Right, go get changed. We can head out soon. Sweet! You're going somewhere together? Today's a stress release day. Think we go hang out somewhere. But it's going to rain this afternoon, isn't it? A little rain never hurt anyone. Besides, there are tons of places we can go and not get wet. A cafe, the movies, wherever. Cafes? Movies? That sounds like a date. Yeah, something like that. Aww. No way, dates are serious business. We're just hanging out. Misaki waves her hands in front of her face, desperately denying that it's a date. Oh, I see. Well, I should get going before the rain starts. Bye! Thank you for brother... Thank you your brother for me. There we go. I will. Minamo-chan bows to us, then trots off toward the road. I'll wait until she's too far away to hear us. Why were you denying it's a date so bad? Do you really not get it? Huh? Huh. Misaki breathes a short sigh. Looks like my work cut out for me with you as a boyfriend, Masaya. What's that supposed to mean? We're done here. I'm gonna go get changed. Misaki walks away. But you're still leaving me hanging as to what you meant by that. Misaki enters the classroom, spins her arms and heads toward the window. Wow, the sunset's so pretty. This scene again? It was pouring before we went to the theatre. Luckily the skies had cleared up by the time we left. We'd just been walking and talking until we found ourselves by school and decided to drop in. I thought about going to the club room, but I couldn't bring myself to suggest it. I'm sure Misaki felt the exact way. I don't hear of a baseball club today. Doesn't look like a whole lot of clubs are practicing today. And I doubt anyone will come back to the classroom either. Good point. If anyone was around, we'd probably see change of clothes hanging over lockers, bags left on desks, candy wrappers in the bin, that sort of stuff. Think it's cause of the rain? Yeah, maybe everyone saw a forecast and went home. I looked up the weather on my phone before the movie, and it had said the rain was going to continue all night. Seems the worst of it missed the island, though, so we have this beautiful sunset. It's so empty that it feels like we've been left behind. Not me. What do you mean? Last time, you were the only one I had. You're saying you're in love with another girl now? You're the only one I love, Misaki. It's embarrassing enough without you blushing. It's your fault for saying something that made me blush. You made me say it. When I said you were the only one, I meant, I'm not sure how to put this. I know how I feel, I just can't put it into words. Just that you were the only one for me, in a bad way. What the hell? Don't be so depressing. It's because how depressed you were for dragging me down, leaving me immobile. Okay, I feel bad, but why the hell are you so influenced by how other people feel? Because I loved you, obviously. I told you not to blush. It's not like I can help it. You're the one who's getting me all hot and bothered. Well, anyway, when you told me you didn't want to get back into FC, trying to imagine the future gives me chills. You could have just, like, not, you know, but anyway. Misaki smiles at me. What's up? Honestly, I was pretty surprised by how you acted back then. I know I said some pretty pathetic things, but then again, you knew I would, didn't you? Not like that, it's more, What's wrong with the laugh? I was expecting you to just confess your love to me and start kissing me straight away. I was doing my best to tell you how I felt, and your mind just jumped straight to... What does asking someone out and kissing having to do with that? Well, it's a build-up, don't you think? It has a order to it. Good point. But when you suddenly asked me out, then started kissing me all at once, I thought I was going to explode. You're exaggerating. I'm not. My heart doesn't have the processing power to deal with so many inputs at once. Even running Windows 95 on this baby would be questionable. Those are some seriously low specs. Yeah, that's why I'm glad we finished off where we did. If we'd gone any further, one or two things would have happened. My heart or head would have exploded, or I wouldn't be able to take it and I would have run away. I don't think I could have gotten my feelings across in any other way. Misaki giggles. So now that we both agree that you're totally pathetic, I wouldn't say that, but I did say some pathetic things. I made sure to let her know it won't be easy to be with me by asking her to save me. She grins at me. Yeah, you definitely have a pathetic side to you, Masaya. Like, you're just fundamentally incompetent or something, you know. Oh, come on, I know I'm not perfect, but I take offense to the fundamental bit. Yeah, FC's one thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm the one who has to take the lead in our relationship. Please, by all means. Sure is rough having such an incompetent boyfriend. She makes a show of slumping her shoulders. I don't think it's all bad. You sure? You had to have the girl force them to ask her out again. Now, we both know that I'm the one taking the lead in this relationship. That means if I tell you to die, you have to go on ahead and do it, got that? As if. When'd you get authority over whether I live or die? Huh? Is it about what relationship? No, it's not! Misaki, you're completely deranged when it comes to what you think a relationship is. Is it? Girlfriends get that much power over... No, they do not. Don't let her get in your head. Well, you better wrap your head around this or we're going to have problems later on. I guess I'll start by having you... No. Gotta say, you did well thinking of something that disgusting. Still, at least licking the shoe. Yeah, that would. Maybe not right now, but I could see things going in that direction. And when that time comes, it won't be all that strange if I really lick her shoes. No, not at all. You could just say feet, but okay. I can only see myself going may as well at the right time. However, yeah, it's just humiliating. Humiliating and degrading. I'm not going to stay your girlfriend a much longer if you won't lick your own shoes for me, Masaya. If that's how it's going to be, we may as well break up. Misaki takes a step forward toward me, shakes her hair to the side, then stares at me. That's not happening. Why not? Because it's impossible for you to break up with me, Masaya. I find myself put on guard. Mostly because Misaki's grinning like she's looking down on me, exuding an ominous aura from every inch of her body. She's like a giant threat. She said, yeah, she's like a giant threatening me with her imposing stature. The area behind Misaki shimmers like there's heat radiating off her. But why would that be impossible? Is she this confident because she knows a weakness of mine that's that fatal? Wait, do I even have a weakness like that? Are you saying you'll quit FC if we break up? Oh, I could do that, couldn't I? Great idea, I'll use that next time. I don't think you need to be stocking up on options. I know what you're thinking, Meow Sire. There's no reason on my end I could break up with her. Normally the threatener would know what the threatenee's weakness is before they do the threatening. Normally yes, but this time I figured out my own weakness. Well, I'd certainly hope you have your own weaknesses. Not sure how that's meant to be used to threaten me though. There is nothing particularly powerful about a person's own weakness. The corners of her lips curl up into an ominous grin. But what the hell is she about to say? I don't know what would happen to me if you said we were breaking up. But I think you know full well the kind of person I am, don't you, Messiah? I wouldn't be able to bear the sadness of losing you, you know that? So you'd be too worried to break up with me, and that's my perfect theory. QED, go me. What the hell is QED? Don't be happy about that. Isn't that just wicked? Wicked? What a compliment. You sound like a villain. I can't believe this is actually happening right now. Being called wicked is a huge boast for my mental health. Now please repent that you chose such a terrifying girlfriend as you... Oh goodness sakes. But please doesn't make it any more convincing. It's not unusual for her to be spouting nonsense, but today is something else entirely. That's all I have to say. Guess your brain is as low spec as your heart. There should be tons more going on in there. Oh wait, I think I get what's going on. Though, things could get really messy if I'm wrong. But like, if I consider what she's trying to say then... Misaki? What, finally really lick your shoes? I couldn't do that if my life depends on it. I think Misaki wants to cuddle. At least I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's impressive to say the least, that she's telling me to lick my shoes when she just wants a nice cuddle session. She's probably trying to provoke me because she wants me to be more assertive. If not, I have no idea what's going on. She really can be a handful at times. I do like that about her though. It would be awkward and embarrassing to just come out and say that I want to cuddle or just go in for the kill. Best bet I get us in the right mood first. But how do people normally break through this barrier? How do they set the mood when it's not there naturally? I think I can at least start by getting a bit close to her. Why are you groaning while backing away? I'm backing away because you're suddenly coming closer. Okay, I'll approach slowly. I'll back away slowly. I'm your boyfriend, not an offender. Oh, that actually sounds pretty cool. It did. Yeah. I just need to say something right now. Anything. That she's cute. Or that I like some quirk about her. It could be whatever. She wants to cuddle, so if I give her a chance, she won't refuse. It's just that if I'm wrong here, and all she really wants is for me to lick my shoes, then I'm going to trust it that isn't the case. Because if it is, then this relationship is in trouble. Misaki overwrites my cries of her own. What's up? Well, about Anyway-san's tactics. Huh? Yeah. She's bringing that up now? I was hoping we could go over them again. Misaki points around the room quickly as she says that. The black border raises the first boy, the front door's second, but that desk third, and this window can be fourth. Right. This chair will be Anyway-san. She's a chair now, huh? It's a replacement for Mr. Shindou. Anyway-san's soul is inside it, so we've got to handle it with care. Okay, folks. Like, literally, this is going on for a bit too long, don't you mean? Okay. We're going to leave things up here. I thought this conversation would end much more quickly than what it is going to be. Thank you all so much for watching. For goodness sakes, this is a revelation itself. But I'm still looking forward to getting off a route and then getting on to the fourth and final route that I have in mind, which is Asuka's route. Which is what I'm more excited about, actually. Thank you all so much for watching. See you all in the next time. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day and take care of yourselves.